From basements to backyards, area rivers spilling over their banks, causing serious problems.
It took a little longer than an hour for it to get to be about 6 inches deep.
Wow.
And I couldn't stop it.
Our team spanning out, talking to homeowners and neighbors, breaking down what you need to know if your home or business flooded.
We recommend that people stay off the water.
Swept away by the rushing water, the warning from firefighters after two kayaks went floating down the river.
Plus, an accused killer in court, a detective takes the stand.
I observed the defendant walking into the garage area and coming back out several minutes prior to the fire call.
What's next in the case of the man accused of starting a fire that killed two local heroes?
First, drying out after the rain. The water fell from the sky all day long Saturday, then again in some areas today. Right now, local rivers, some of them still spilling over their banks. Welcome into 13 minutes of nonstop news. I'm Lee Conklin.
And I'm Diane Larson. Basements and backyards underwater, and the problem stretches from southeast Michigan all the way to Henry County.
Live team coverage begins right now. Our reporters and meteorologists spread out tonight, monitoring what's happening now and what's ahead.
Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbach tracking the weather for the week. No immediate threat of more rain tonight. So we start with 13 ABC's Amy Montgomery, who just got back from Blissfield. Amy.
Really, no matter where you go after last weekend's rain, you're going to find a lot of the same thing. Water where it doesn't belong. Just over the state line in Lenawee County, those waters have essentially leveled off, but not before causing some major headaches for homeowners and drivers. It isn't the first time people from Blissfield have witnessed this. Several feet of water rushing through the park downtown and shutting down the 223 bridge.
Once it hit the beams, the bottom of the beams, then they closed the bridge down.
Log jams also caused some problems. The fire chief says state crews pulled as many out of the water as possible, one weighing about 10,000 pounds. But the water quickly rose, making it too dangerous to continue.
Traffic can't get down through here. They can only get so far, so there's just not a lot of people around. So it's very quiet.
That's not the case in many Blissfield neighborhoods. There's been little sleep on this block as homeowners are busy pumping water out of their basements after the River Raisin spilled over its banks and into their homes.
I've got two pumps running. I'm now 4, 5, 6 inches deep of water, and two pumps can't get rid of it because it's still coming up through the drain.
Andrew Deaton is trying to get rid of 3.5 feet of water. But that's only part of the problem.
It's changed from like groundwater, which is clear. I mean, it was crystal clear groundwater coming through, changed to this color. And that's concerning. Now my basement floor is just destroyed.
He's waiting to find out exactly what it might be. And until then, he's working nonstop to get it out of his house.
This is just a few days worth of rain. I would not have expected it.
Police and fire crews in Blissfield will continue to monitor those river levels. They test them every 1 to 2 hours to make sure that everyone is safe. Now, when it comes to the 223 bridge, that will stay closed until further notice. The Michigan Department of Transportation will be responsible for making the call whether to open it again. We're being told it's likely that won't happen until at least Wednesday. Reporting live, Amy Montgomery, 13 ABC Action News.
And we're following breaking news tonight. Two people are safe after their kayaks overturned in Waterville. This is video of the crews searching the water. Happened about 7 o'clock tonight. The Waterville fire chief tells 13 ABC somebody spotted two kayaks floating down the river. Crews searched for about an hour. Turns out the kayakers had made it safely to shore downriver. And a follow-up tonight on the story we first told you about last night. Little Generation Child Care will reopen tomorrow. The North Toledo business closed Sunday because of high water in the gym and bathrooms. 13 ABC talked with the business earlier tonight, and we're told all of the water has been cleared out and owners still totaling the damage.
And this, the scene in Ottawa County. Like much of the region, people simply working to dry out their homes and businesses in Jerusalem Township. This is what it looks like at Phantom Fireworks. We're going to show you that. The busy week just before the big 4th of July holiday. City of Toledo receiving more than 650 calls about the water, mainly from homeowners complaining about basement flooding. 300 calls have yet to be addressed. New at 11, 13 ABC's Christine Long has more on the mayor's plan to help. Christine?
Lee, tomorrow the mayor's administration plans to introduce legislation to City Council requesting the addition of $50,000 to a grant program that helps qualified flood-prone homeowners prevent future problems. This home along Jackman is down to 5 inches of water in the basement.
And lots of sewage sludge.
Saturday it was up to 3.5 feet.
We've had 3 sump pumps running for 3 days. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Laura Hammer is one of 653 Toledoans who called the city reporting flooding problems. 350 of those have been addressed. Monday, the mayor says her administration increased the number of crews going out to inspect infrastructure.
While the volume of calls are going down, we're still putting on a full court press to make sure that we address these issues.
This map shows the number of flooded basements across the city. Hardest hit were Point Place, as well as the Bennett and Lasky area.
While we did have basement flooding, I feel real comfortable in saying that I think our system performed very well.
The director of public utilities says 3.45 inches of rain in a 24-hour period, one of the wettest days in Toledo history, overloaded the sewer system, but it started draining when the deluge ended. Ed Moore says the city did not have to adjust water treatment at the water treatment plant. Plus, the city did not release sewage into the rivers or Lake Erie.
We had no discharges, no untreated discharges into our waterways, which is good news also.
Tuesday, the mayor's administration plans to introduce legislation to City Council asking for $50,000 to put into a basement flooding grant program. Homeowners could receive up to $2,000 to go toward the installation of a check valve or a sump pump.
It's a backflow preventer. In essence, if you have a sewer line, we pretty much splice it. A contractor will come in and put a flap gate in. So when the water comes back, when it flows back into your house, the gate will close. It keeps the water from coming into your house.
In Toledo, Christine Long, 13 ABC, Action News.
And 13 ABC working to make sure you know what you need to do if your home or business was damaged by floods. Now, first, call your insurance company. If you don't have flood insurance, you'll probably be filing a claim under your homeowner's policy. Check to see whether basement flooding or sewer drain backups are included. File your claim as soon as possible. Also, keep notes on all phone calls and in-person visits. Finally, ask your insurance company to recommend a contractor. Check whoever you hire with the Better Business Bureau.
And after all that relentless rain, there is a bit of a respite, at least tonight.
Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschbach tracking dry conditions tonight. But Jay, some rain in your forecast, right?
There is some rain in the forecast, but not as much as we saw on Saturday and sometimes on Friday. So some good news there for sure, but there is some more rain for sure on our predictor. Who knows? Okay, let's go to live Doppler 13,000 HD here, showing mainly mayflies over the Maumee Bay and Lake Erie. It's that time of the year still, so this batch of green, our radar is right here, picking up on those bugs over the lake. Maybe a sprinkle. These could be little showers down here west of Port Clinton and Ottawa County, but nothing of substance for tonight, just a trace of rain, if anything. As far as our forecast, the weather story for you, there are those showers on the way tomorrow. We'll let you know the timing and the amount that we're expecting with these showers that move through, even some thunderstorms to mix in, then some drier and warmer weather to enjoy, much needed here for most of the holiday weekend. We'll update your 7-day in a few minutes.
If your water does come from a well, pay attention. The Toledo-Lucas County Health Department says wells could be contaminated if floodwater reached the cap. Contaminated wells need to be disinfected and tested before using again. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine suing the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the U.S. EPA. The case stems from the federal government's new water quality regulations. DeWine says language in the document violates the Clean Water Act. Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette is also involved.
Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana will split $17.5 million to help fight algae on Lake Erie. Most of that money will go to farmers here in Ohio. State leaders say it will help improve conditions on about 45,000 acres. Farmers along the Lake Erie watershed can apply for a piece of that money next month. You're up to the minute you're up, beginning at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Jeff, Sasha, Bill, and Nicole, only on 13 ABC Action News. Good morning at 4:30.
Breaking news happening right now. Toledo police are on the scene of an injury accident at Door in Parkside. We have live pictures of that right now. Take a look. Officers on the scene tell 13 ABC the crash involved 2 cars and a pedestrian. We know that rescue crews took at least 1 person to an area hospital. We're working to gather more information and we'll bring that to you as soon as we get it. New tonight, 13 ABC has learned that millions of dollars worth of tax credits will be announced tomorrow. That money comes from the Ohio Development Services Agency. It's aimed at preserving historic buildings. Toledo Mayor Paula Hicks Hudson will join state leaders to announce the credits tomorrow. ProMedica has applied to renovate the old Toledo steam plant building along the Maumee River. That facility will be used as the company's new headquarters and will house as many as 1,000 workers.
And new tonight, City of Toledo Historic District Commission is calling on the Building Commission to support ProMedica's plan to move into the steam plant. It's the first step in the approval process that would ultimately come up for a City Council vote as early as this September. ProMedica project engineer wouldn't talk on camera, but did tell 13 ABC, "We saw it as another jewel to the city." Before the meeting, those opposed to ProMedica's planned parking garage protested with signs saying preserve Promenade Park.
New tonight, Lucas County is counting on real estate bills to bring in nearly $2.5 million. County Treasurer Wade Kapsakavich says that there are more than 200,000 bills due by the end of July. The county expects to bring in about $245 million. That money will fund local schools, senior centers, libraries, the 911 system, and more.
And a crime and safety alert tonight. Attorneys for the man accused of setting the fire that killed 2 Toledo firefighters say a fire investigator shredded a report they need to defend the man you see here, Ray Abu Arab. Abu Arab faced a judge today. He's charged with torching the Magnolia Street apartment building he owned in January of 2014. The defense maintains that report in question could show evidence where investigators initially thought the fire started. Information the defense believes is key. Judge Stacy Cook set the next court date for August 6th. Toledo police say they found a small amount of drugs inside a vehicle involved in an overnight chase. It ended after police used spike strips to flatten the fleeing vehicle's tires. That ended a miles-long pursuit that began on the east side. Police have yet to release the driver's name, but he was taken into custody. 2 people are recovering after being shot during a robbery attempt. It happened just before 10 last night at Oakland and Elm. Police say Percy Bogan and Terrence Sisson were sitting in a car when a man in a ski mask ran up, pulled out a gun, and tried to rob them. Bogan tried to drive away, but 1 shot was fired. Both men were hit in the leg. They're expected to be okay. The gunman, though, still on the run tonight.
1 man is dead after a fireworks accident in Michigan. This happened this weekend in Walled Lake, northwest of Detroit. Neighbors tell police a 40-year-old man put a mortar next to his head, thinking it wasn't lit, but it was. The firework blew up, killing him instantly.
We're following a developing story tonight. Authorities across the country are on high alert heading into the holiday weekend. This following the deadly attack in Tunisia last week. ISIS claiming responsibility for slaughtering 38 people at a beach resort. Now, the feds in this country sending out a bulletin to 18,000 law enforcement agencies, reminding everyone to stay alert.
I think the threat is the most significant we've faced since the September 11th attacks.
But the White House says there are no specific or credible threats here. New at 11, here's a look ahead of what's in tomorrow's editions of The Blade. A Toledo woman pleading no contest to driving drunk and killing 2 people. She could face up to 16 years behind bars when she's sentenced next month. Plus, the future of Jeep Wrangler production still uncertain. The company said it would announce where the next generation of Wrangler would be built by the end of this month. That's tomorrow. You can read more about these and other stories in tomorrow's edition of The Blade and at ToledoBlade.com. 13 minutes after 11, much more ahead tonight. Cleaning up after a driver smashed through a restaurant. The driver's girlfriend explains what happened.
He was saying that we were at the gas station, we were like fighting, and he was something wrong with his head. He said he was gonna kill me, and then he like went through the restaurant.
What the driver is charged with tonight.
And caught on camera where heavy rains fueled rushing water sweeping boaters over a dam.
1 woman is dead, hundreds more hurt after a blast at a water park in Taiwan. What investigators say caused the explosion coming up.
Those stories, plus Jay says we could see a glimpse of the sun tomorrow, but some rain could fall too. We're back in just 35 seconds.
This is 13 ABC Action News with Diane Larson and Lee Conklin. 13 ABC First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Birchback.
And welcome back. Good evening. Not much out there on the radar. Live Doppler 13,000 HD showing those mayflies here. There's a sprinkle there, but really not a bad evening. Ball game downtown got in without a hiccup tonight, so that's great news. The rain tonight all around us. And temperatures today topped off at 70. That's compared to an average of 84. So a little bit of humid out there, and there was some rain south of Toledo, but none here in the city with a low of 54. There's the lack of rain right there. How about for the month? 7.22 inches of rain. Astounding, yes. Puts us in 4th place here for the month of June all time. All we need here is about a half inch to 2/3 of an inch to get close to 2nd place. All-time record for the month of June, 1981, almost 8.5 inches of rain, so not too long ago. Nice view of the city, at least the north side here. That's the Toledo Hospital with its flashing beacon. We have cars and trucks on 475, 75, little waterway. Of course, rivers and waterways right now up near their banks or over them. So we're watching those carefully the next couple of days fall off. And the rain we get the next day, day and a half here shouldn't make the flooding any worse, but it may stop those rivers falling for a time before they start receding once again. Winds are calm right now with a temperature of 62, dew point 58. As those numbers come together, there's the chance of light fog tonight. How about some other temperatures? Most of us in the lower to mid 60s, so a very normal night so far. And here's the forecast for rain. Timing again, and then the amount of rain we're expecting. Here's the forecast overnight into 7 a.m. Your clock's always up there in the corner. You have your glasses on still, maybe your contacts in. Well, this is 7 a.m. tomorrow. Now, cloudy skies give way to some sunshine at times early, but by noon, we're seeing the showers reappear here from west to east. Here's the map at noon. Here's the map at 3. So spotty showers. They're going to be heavy at times, but there will be breaks in between them. Same deal here at 6 p.m. Same deal at 9 as the atmosphere starts to calm down. And by the time we get to Wednesday, what we're seeing on Predictor, this is 7 a.m., just some sprinkles or areas of drizzle. So not much in the way of additional rain. How much are we expecting? Good news here. These numbers again down just a bit. Check it out. This is through 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Looks like there's a bullseye still somewhere near just north of Findlay, but that bullseye now just under an inch of rain. So an average amount close to a half inch, some areas closer to 1 inch of rain. For tonight, 57, mostly cloudy with some haze and light fog. Tomorrow, here's the hourcast, mid 70s, a little warmer than today. Showers much more likely late in the day. Get those plans done early. Winds from the west here at 5 to 15. Now your 7-day. There's your holiday weekend. Gonna block it right now. First, let's talk about the next couple of days. Mid 70s Wednesday, chance of sprinkles. Thursday, it's still your pick day of the week. Beautiful, 77 degrees. Friday, just a chance of a storm in the afternoon. The high is 78. And there's the weekend. 4th of July, Saturday. Nice, partly sunny, 80. Sunday, a few more clouds, again near 80. And late Sunday into Monday, that's our next chance for rain. Comes in the form of showers and storms and brings with it warmer air. 83 for a high and 64 for a low. So just a little bit of a change in the pattern there, which we all, I think, are ready for after seems like quite a spring, quite a June to remember here. We have, what, another day?
Another day.
So if we get the rainfall, we'll let you know if we come closer to that record of 8.5 inches.
Okay.
Amazing.
Wow, Jay, thanks.
Okay.
Straight ahead on Action News, a Coast Guard helicopter lands hard where 2 people are recovering after the crash.
And a little later, the daring rescue, how a young girl stopped herself and her sister from becoming victims of a dangerous crime.
First, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers from your official lottery station, 13 ABC. New video into our newsroom tonight. 2 U.S. Coast Guard members are recovering after a helicopter crash in San Francisco. Investigators say the chopper came in for a hard landing this afternoon. You can see tipped on its side. Both crew members are expected to be okay.
Police in Los Angeles searching for a driver who crashed a stolen car through a restaurant and took off. This was the scene inside. Police say the suspect tried to run down his girlfriend who was outside. He'll likely be charged with assault with a deadly weapon and grand theft auto.
1 person is dead, 8 others recovering after a boating accident in Maryland. Authorities say the boat went over a dam. According to investigators, recent rains created the dangerous conditions.
One woman is dead after an explosion at a water park in Taiwan. Investigators say some flammable powder burst into flames during a party there. 500 people were hurt. Nearly 400 are still in the hospital.
Coming up in sports, 2 former Red Wings are going into the Hall of Fame.
Plus, Urban Meyer in town tonight. We'll hear from the head coach of the Buckeyes straight ahead.
Coming. Unders. 13 ABC Action Sports teaming up with BCSN. Now, here's Dave Holmes.
Head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, the national champions, in town tonight. Urban Meyer stopping by his old stomping grounds, not the Hilton Garden Inn, but close to his old stomping grounds at BG. It's a fundraiser for autism. Former Bowling Green basketball coach, current ESPN analyst Dan Dakich also taking part. Busy day of fundraising, but also a chance to go back to BGSU.
Well, it's humbling to come back to Northwest Ohio where it all started. You know, the highlight was obviously the event tonight, but also we had a luncheon with about 25 former players from the 01 team, and so it was got to watch a highlight video together. So it was great day.
2 more Detroit Red Wings going to the Hall of Fame. Nicholas Lidstrom and Sergei Fedorov. Lidstrom, one of the 2 best defensemen of all time, right there with Bobby Orr. He won 7 Norris trophies, second only to Orr's 8. Fedorov is a former league MVP who won 3 Stanley Cups in the Motor City. Red Wings now have 9 players in the Hall of Fame from that 2002 Stanley Cup team. Next season will be the final season for Wisconsin basketball coach Bo Ryan. Ryan took over a mediocre program and turned them into one of the nation's best. The numbers are impressive. 4 Big Ten titles, 7 trips to the Sweet 16, 2 Final Fours. Under Bo Ryan, the Badgers made the NCAA tournament 14 straight years. Assistant coach Greg Gard is the frontrunner to take over after next season. Big honor for one of Bo Ryan's current players. Nigel Hayes accepts an invitation, although Nigel there looks a lot like Bo Ryan. For Team USA in the Pan American Games, Nigel's a former Whitmer Panther. He'll go training in Colorado in 2 weeks, where he'll compete with 21 other players to make the final 12-man roster. Indians and the Rays. Jason Kipnis had his 19-game hitting streak broken up over the weekend. Time to start another one. He goes 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored, batting average up to .348, 2 points behind Miguel Cabrera for the league lead. Indians win 7-1. Mudheads hosting the Durham Bulls, not the Bull Durhams. 3rd inning, Alex Avila up. Avila continuing the rehab stint. Grounds out, but a run scores. Hens lead 1-0. Next inning, Steven Moya goes deep. 7th of the year, a solo shot. He's just getting started. Let's jump ahead to the 7th. Moya, hit me, baby, one more time. First multi-home run game of the season. Mudhens win 4-1. Findlay Oilers are changing conferences beginning in 2017. After a long stint, 18 years of the GLIAC, Oilers now joining the Greater Midwest Athletic Conference, also known as the GMAC. They've been in the GLIAC, not the GMAC, the GLIAC since 1997. GLIAC, the GMAC. There you go.
Nothing to do with macaroni and cheese.
No, nothing to do with Mack trucks, nothing to do with Mac and me, nothing to do with any of those random Macs, Lee.
All right, Dave, thank you. Dry tonight. Tracking nicer weather for the holiday weekend.
But Jay is tracking more rain in between as we take a live look from our 13 ABC Oregon East Toledo action cam.
Dry weather overnight, just some haze and light fog developing. Temperatures by 7 a.m. in the mid to upper 50s and a dry start through mid-morning. Chance of showers, though, back tomorrow afternoon, mid-70s. Slight chance of a shower Wednesday. Thursday, beautiful. More storms Friday afternoon. The weekend, A-OK right now. Highs each day near 80.
Finally tonight, young girl being hailed a hero. Take a look at this surveillance video from California. It shows someone stealing a car with 2 girls inside.
The 10-year-old grabbed her 2-year-old sister and rolled out the moving vehicle, saving herself, rolled out of that vehicle, saving herself and the little girl. Good for her. 13 minutes of nonstop news back tomorrow at 11, right here on 13 ABC.
For Lee Conklin, Jay Berschback, Dave Holmes, and all of us at 13 ABC, I'm Diane Marks. And our next scheduled news tomorrow at 4:30 a.m.
Jimmy Kimmel Live next, then night. Good night.
Good night.
When news breaks, it breaks here first. 13 ABC Action News.
Tonight, she's the sexy Khaleesi, Emilia Clarke, and he's one of the hottest recording artists.
Hey, what's up? I'm Miguel.
Plus, Kimmel's Bachelorette Breakdown. New Kimmel tonight on ABC. And then...
Catch me tomorrow on Good Morning America.